I'm someone that whenever I go on an overseas holiday, I'll sort of slip out of my training schedule. I'll train maybe once or twice, completely lose my whole routine, right? Whereas usually I'm there 5 or 6 days a week. So I've developed a bit of a system that enables me to right myself and get back into it as soon as possible. The system goes one of two ways, and I'm going to tell you about the first one first. If you're a bit of a psychopath and you really like your training, this is the one you're going to want to do. So let's say you've been away from training for 2 or 3 months. The psychopathic way to get back into it is just go balls to the fucking wall, straight back to normal, straight back to 5 or 6 days a week. Be prepared for insane delayed onset muscle soreness, a lot of hunger, and a lot of tiredness. But within about a week or two, you're back to normal. That's the fastest, most psychopathic way to get back to normal training. That's what I do. If I go away for a couple of weeks, I come back as though nothing changed and just throw myself into it. Prepared for hell, basically. What I recommend most people do, if you're not as advanced or committed to your training, is weaning yourself back onto training. For most people, I recommend coming back to the gym as though you're sort of an intermediate or newbie to the gym. So you're gonna start training in the way that you did when you first started going to the gym. So that's a little bit lighter weight, a little bit less frequent training, with intense focus on form and being safe. Because your muscles aren't used to training the way they used to train. Muscle memory exists, yes, but it takes a few weeks to activate. Your muscles will remember how to train properly after you slowly work them back into it. What does this mean? Practical example. Let's say you used to bench 100 kilos for 8 reps. You go away for a couple of months. You come back. You're not gonna try and do 100 kilos for 8 reps. This might sound dumb, but stay with me. Obviously, you're not gonna try and do 100 kilos for 8 reps. I don't even want you to touch 100 kilos. You're gonna step back, reduce your weight by 70, 80%. Just do some reps that you're comfortable with. You need to get back into the movement of feeling your muscles contracting again, stretching them out, sort of working around any little niggly areas. You need to be super safe and super careful because this is how injuries happen. People go away, they come back with a massive fucking ego because they used to bench 100 for 8. And they jump on the bench, they unrack 100 and it fucking tears their pecs on the way down. So you need to slowly wean yourself back into training. That's the way to do it safely. In terms of training frequency, cut this back. You used to train 5 or 6 days a week. I don't care about that. You've not trained for 2 months. So now you only train 2 or 3 times a week for the first couple of weeks. Get yourself back into the rhythm of making it to the gym. Start to slowly form a routine again because you've thrown the routine out the window. You've been gone for so long. Let's take a practical look at this. Let's imagine someone did a push-pull leg split 6 days a week before they had a bit of a break. So traditionally, they would do a push, a pull, a leg day, rest day. Then repeat, push, pull, legs, rest, push, pull, legs, rest. When they come back, I would recommend they do a push day, then a rest day. Then a pull day, then a rest day, then a leg, you fucking get it. A rest day in between each one to slowly get themselves back into the rhythm of training. This works for 2 reasons. Number 1, it gives your body extra time to recover because it's not been used to being under all this stress again, right? It's been untrained for so long. So that extra recovery day in between makes a huge difference. Your body can really recover and fix all those muscles, get them working how they used to. Number 2 is you're much more likely to stick to this routine. It's a big ask to do the psychopathic step 1 where you go from nothing to everything. Most people will crash, they won't be able to do that. So if you overcommit to coming back to the gym, chances are you're probably gonna give up early. Whereas if you'd slowly gotten back into it, you give your body, your brain, a bit more of a chance to work that into your lifestyle again. So it wouldn't feel as daunting. I always say to people, 1 giant step is so much more daunting than 1,000 tiny steps in the right direction, but the result is the same. It's just so many less people are able to take the giant step because it's too much, it's too daunting. So instead of going balls to the wall, you slowly wean your way back in with training, about half as frequently as you would before. You want to keep your weights relatively low, focusing on the squeeze, mind to muscle connection, stretching, really making sure your body is fit and able to lift again. You're gonna have to leave the ego at the door. I'm criminally guilty of this, coming back into a gym and just carrying with me a massive ego because I used to lift a bunch of weight. Your body and the universe will humble you fucking quick if you come into a gym like that. It's the same sort of process with injuries. If you injure a muscle, you don't go straight back to training the muscle with the same weights you were before. I'll do a separate video on that, but it's a similar sort of methodology. You're a human being, right? Your body is flesh and blood. Just because you will something to be does not mean it's always the case. I just don't want you to have a harsh reminder of that. When you try and lift heavy at the gym, it absolutely fucks you. Because believe me, I've been there. These shoulders are not what they used to be. If you want to see a really nitty-gritty example of a specific training program I wrote for someone who took a couple of weeks off and then came back, have a look at this video. If it's not there yet, it will be soon. You're gonna have to subscribe.